and thank you for joining us on Convergence. I am your host, Marina Coryat, and I am excited to be here today with you. We are so excited to have in our studio Leola, Anifowoshe, and she is here to talk about a few things, and I am so grateful for the opportunity to talk with her because she's such a successful woman, and anybody needs to hear what she has to say, basically from where she started her business and what she's doing now. And we're excited because she's getting ready to do an event, which is the Texas Black Women's Expo. But before we get started, let's just find out a little bit more about Leola. So Leola, thank you for joining us on Convergence.
I have dimples in my cheeks because I'm so happy from smiling. Thank you for having me, Marina, and I'm excited. I'm excited about the possibilities. I'm excited about Houston, the women here, and all of the commerce that's going on. So even just coming to the studio, I had a hard time parking because so much business is going on. So I think as women, we need to start talking about business a little bit more.
That's right.
Yeah, and so I think we'll talk about the Texas Black, Women's Expo a little further on in the show, but with all that is going on with the media and everything, it's so easy to get distracted. And if you're distracted, you're talking about things that perhaps cannot take you to the next level.
Right.
So it's about being conscious on what you're going to, put in your brain and let out of your mouth.
Yeah.
So that's where it comes to. I think that's the reason I'm able to do 3 businesses and still raise my kids, 2 dogs and 8 fish. So.
Wow, and fish too.
Yeah.
So you have children. You're a family woman. You're married. You've got a business.
3 businesses.
3 businesses. So tell us a little about your journey, about how you got here.
Well, what I found with most entrepreneurs, if you have a room of 100 women, at least 85 did something as a child. So even from 12 years old, just having that lemonade stand, and a lot of times that's why I like to encourage entrepreneurship with children, because if those girls are selling Girl Scout cookies, doing lemonade stands, they're basically doing commerce, they're in business. So little did I know, throwing those backyard carnivals and paying my friends with moon cookies for services, that I was an entrepreneur then. And I remember borrowing $10 from my dad to buy this carnival, and I'm like, wow, I made $20. He's like, well, you owe me you have to pay your investment back. So that was my first real lesson. I'm like, what do you mean pay my investment back? Like, you borrowed $10 plus you got to pay the tax. So I was probably left with about $4.
Wow.
And even though Daddy eventually gave me the money back, it was just a hardcore lesson in how it works. So you have to, that's another topic of discussion too, is you have to learn what's your gross and what's your net, and how do you really understand the mechanics of money.
Right.
They call money liquid for a reason, because if it's liquid, that means it'll go through your hands. If it's cash, liquid cash, so you have to understand the mechanics of how money works. So yeah, it's been a long time.
Right.
And even the little girls right now, I do the Little Miss Happy Head beauty pageant.
I think you're saying talking to the mic a little bit.
Yes. I do the Little Miss is that better?
Yeah.
I do the Little Miss Happy Head beauty pageant, and basically it's where we're taking natural hair growth, where they're celebrated, not just tolerated. And one of the things we do is talk to them about business. There's a business coach for little kids that start talking to them just about websites, making things, selling things, and so we can start really early.
Right.
And these kids nowadays are super smart, uber smart. Uber smart. I mean, when I look at my 9th grade son, the things he does with his video game, I'm thinking, you know what? This a lot of that is business.
Right.
And I'm going to tell you, one of the best lessons I've learned in business was from my youngest son. One day he was playing a video game, and he said, wow, it's so, I'm like, Ramon, it looks like you're struggling. He said, yeah, Mom, because I'm at a really high level now. He said, the higher you get up in the game, the more obstacles come against you.
Right.
And it was one of those wow moments. I'm like, whoa, that's like business. He said, yeah, when you first get in, you can knock those obstacles out a little bit easier.
Right.
But I'm on a much higher level now, a level that many people don't get on. So the obstacles are bigger to knock down, and I want to encourage women. You have to know when you're getting high up in the game, more obstacles are going to come your way. And you have to have the tools to knock those obstacles down. Because in that video game, when they start shooting all those things at them, he has to have the different kind of tools or the different kind of equipment to defend himself from them obstacles. And I'm one of those people who deal a lot with metaphors.
Right.
So I can take something from one area and put it into another. So I'm looking at them with these video games and I'm thinking, the same thing applies. You're not going to get to the top, or you're not going to get to a higher level without having other, things to contend with. So, and you got to just keep moving through. And the more you move through, you pass that test, you go to another level. But you have to, and your tools in business won't be a video game. Your tools will be knowledge. How to deal with your money, how to hire the right team, how to be with the right players, how to navigate the muddy waters. So those are your tools in business.
Right.
And you have to hone your tools.
Right.
There's an old adage that says, if you have 3 hours and you have an axe to chop down an entire forest, what do? You spend 2 hours sharpening that axe.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you have to do. You don't just go cutting the trees down with a rusty axe. You spend the first 2 hours sharpening that axe. So you have to sharpen your skills. And I was listening to T.D. Jakes the other day, and I just think he's really an amazing man of God.
Amazing. And he's got a upcoming event too.
He does. One of these days I'll be on that stage. I'm praying for the law of attraction, God's will.
Mm-hmm.
But he was using an example with his drummer. And the drummer he was an amazing eloquent playing drummer. And Jakes actually danced. He did his little dance. He said, you know why he's so good at that drumming? Because he put so much into it.
Right.
If you really want to be good at something, you got to put a lot more into it. And the way God is that when you put a lot into something, that something gives you a lot back.
Right.
And that's how my businesses aren't materializing just because I'm 5'10" and brown.
And cute.
Oh, thank you. I'll take that too. I put a lot into it. I may have a few bags under my eyes because I haven't slept since yesterday. Because I have a project. I'll sleep later. I have time to sleep later. I get my sleep, don't get me wrong. But there are some instances when you have to put the time in.
Right. So this is a good lesson for anybody, whether you're female or male, that you got to put your energies into your business or whatever you're looking to grow. It just doesn't come overnight. A lot of people want to be an overnight success, and they don't put, that one thing is with a tree, trees may go tall, but there's a lot of that goes underground in the root. And so you're developing the roots so that the tree can go higher, because if a wind comes and you don't have the root and you don't have the foundation, then that tree's going to fall. So you are building a strong foundation, not only for yourselves, but you're also helping develop other women in what they are pursuing as well. And so we commend you for that. So talk about the different businesses that you own.
Okay, so I own, and let me just talk about the root a little bit. I do a lot with plants. You can learn so much from the plant kingdom and the animal kingdom. For instance, I take sweet potatoes and I'll put them in water. And after a few weeks, they'll get some long stems. And you can take that sweet potato, because it only can grow so far in that water. Then I'll take it and plant it in my garden.
Right.
And you just leave it and you water it. And you come back in a few months, you've got a ton of potatoes. So that root had a chance to really attach itself to the soil. But it started with what? The input of that potato and that water. So those roots, but you can't go plant a potato without the roots.
That's right.
So, and a lot of this is biblical, and when you first plant that potato or put that potato in that water, there are no signs that it's going to multiply.
Correct.
But you have to, the faith without works is in vain. You have to just put the potato in the water. And so even with your business idea, there may be no evidence in your sight that this is going to be something. But if you feel it in your heart, or it's been done before, whether or not it's been done before, You have to take the action to do it.
Right.
And you could just water it, and I'm telling you, it's impossible for something not to happen. There are laws that govern the universe, and there are laws that it's going to happen. You just can't not let it happen. So that's what I wanted to say about that. But my business is, we can't do like, Tyler Perry says, do one thing really well. That is true. But we can't do like the guy who used to be on Good Times. You remember he came and he had on watches and all his arms was all decorated. He'd open up his coat, he had like 1,000 gadgets.
Yeah.
That's doing too much. So even though I have several businesses, they're all intertwined.
Okay.
So I'm the manufacturer of the Inzuri hair care line, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's a line of hair care and wellness products. Primarily hair care. We started that way because when I was diagnosed with sarcoidosis, a form of lupus just over 20 years ago, the drugs caused hair loss. Well, hair meant a lot to me because I barely had a 1-inch ponytail as a kid. I was one of those people that just stretched the ponytail as long as you could. So when I got to 4 inches of hair, that was a big deal. And when the drugs pulled my hair out, the sarcoid, my voice couldn't really swallow big pills, because some of those hair pills are bigger than your head.
Oh, yeah.
And I didn't want that to large, so we looked all around and we couldn't find any liquid hair vitamins.
Right.
So we created the world's first liquid hair vitamin in 2009.
Wow.
So sometimes out of your problem, you're able to get a solution.
That's often the case when you have a problem. You're like, okay, it's important to me. Let me find it, and then you become a blessing to others all around the world.
Mm-hmm.
So you got the liquid here. That's how you started in 2009.
Yeah, I started that in 2009. But my husband and I, we've been in the nutrition business for a long time. Like even in this very building and down the street, we had a Nutrition for Life, a vitamin company, since 1995. So we've been in the wellness business for a long time. And just to grow my hair back, well, I actually just wanted to feel better.
Mm-hmm.
Not be wheezing and breathing hard all the time. Just wanted to feel better, and I knew I wasn't a proponent of drugs, and my husband's family was into herbs, so I started seeing the benefits of using natural products, and began to feel better without the drugs. But the sidebar was the hair started growing back, and a lot of women who was on the products, their hair started growing. So I'm like, we're on to something. So then we started developing other products. So we realized that the colon, parasites, so we have colon cleansers, parasite cleansers, because if the colon is stopped up, and it's eating up and the parasites are eating up the nutrients in your body. So if you're already depleted of nutrients, and the little nutrients you do get from the deprived food, your hair is fighting for it, and your hair is not essential for life. So that's why we have hair vitamins that can go straight to the hair. So we have about 52 products now.
Did y'all hear that? 52 products. And where can people get that?
Well, most of it is at our website, hairvitaminstore.com, but we have several products too. Some HEBs have a lot of our products, but every HEB that has an ethnic beauty department has our liquid hair vitamins and our stress tonic. We have a tonic that when you drink it in 15 minutes, you feel 21 again. It has high flashes.
Wait, 21 again? Okay, I think, wait a second, you got to repeat that. Because
Yes.
I think those people out there who are like, okay, our listeners out there are like, how do I feel 21 again?
Yes.
I know you look 21, audience, but how do you feel 21 again?
Well, the thing about it is cell food. See, when people drink 5-Hour Energy, that's not cell food. It's just a caffeine boost. So the cells are really dying for food. So when you give the cells something it recognizes as food, it responds. So that's why we have women with high flashes. Up to 80% of their high flashes is gone in about 3 days. So the women are really benefiting from that. The men love it. Hey, ladies, help him get his mojo back. So those two products for sure are at HEB Beauty. We're at Walmart.com, Sears.com. But HEB is so amazing because their diversity program, that's this cup. This cup is so overused. It said diversity, but they are so amazing with how they, help with getting the products in there. And so I know we all have our favorite stores, but I really like them. They just really work well with Zuri. So then we had the Zuri line. We have the Zuri line. So I was just giving people the products to use, and they wouldn't do it properly. So as a trichologist, I am a trichologist, which I'm a chief trichologist, which is a hair loss specialist. And what we do is we diagnose and treat disorders and diseases of the scalp. So instead of me just giving it to them, I have to kind of put my hands in there and do scalp treatments, scalp detoxes, scalp exfoliations. Many women are shocked when they come into the clinic and I scope them and they see how so much debris is built up on their scalp. They just don't know. Mm-hmm. So whether you have healthy hair, growing hair, whatever, it's good to come in and see what's going on with the scalp, just like you would to the dentist. So now, the businesses tie together because we have the hair vitamin store, we have the clinic, and then we just created the line, for Kevin Hart's daughter. His first wife, Tori, and I partnered. So we created the Heavenly Heart line of products, which is scalp oxygen. Okay. Where the scalp can breathe. So it's been really fun working with her. And then, okay, so how does all that tie into the Texas Black Women's Expo?
So we're gonna take a quick break, okay. And when we come back, we're gonna talk about how all of this ties into the Texas Black Women's Expo, and we'll talk a little bit more about the experience. And I had a fabulous experience at the clinic. So we'll be right back. Stay with us. We'll be back in probably about 30 seconds.
Yep.
Your favorite radio station. This is Afro Vibes Radio Houston.
Thank you for staying with us on Convergence on Afro Vibes Radio. We are in 178 countries, and we're so excited to have with us here in the Houston headquarters, Leola Anifowoshe, and she is got a number of businesses, but she also has a trade a Black Women's Expo that's coming up. And so before the break, we were just talking about her hair clinic, the products that she has at HEB, and which is available online. And now she's going to share a little bit about how she got involved with the Texas Black Women's Expo. Actually, you're the founder of it.
I am. I'm a creator. Thanks for that. So often when I go out, people say they want me to give them ideas or tips. So I'm always speaking and sharing with women the way to navigate the waters of business. So the nonprofit actually is called the Sisterhood for the Greater Good. And I feel like if together we stand, together we can. So with the Sisterhood for the Greater Good, we have big sisters, little sisters, and baby sisters. The same hierarchy you would find in a family. And as a baby sister, you look up to your big sister for advice. So seasoned business women, I encourage you to mentor other women. And then it's not age related, it's experience related. So if you're a seasoned businesswoman, pour into another woman, because the only way to refill your own container is to pour out some. Jakes was talking about it the other day, about we can't really go to the next level being selfish. So you have to look outside yourself. What is it that you're going to do when you're empowered with that money and that power? What are you going to do with it besides yourself? I was looking yesterday, and they were saying how some of the, I won't call their names, but the celebrities was wearing a $40,000 dress. So my mind is a little bit global. I'm not judging anyone, to each his own. But my goal is to help people in need right here in America and in Africa. Not all Africans drive Mercedes and Porsches. Just like in America, not everybody have Benzes and Lexuses.
And oil rigs in the backyard in Texas.
Right? Absolutely. They're going to be impoverished areas. So my goal with the Sisterhood for the Greater Good this year at the Black Women's Expo is to ask all business women to collect shoes, clothes, toiletries, and everything, and to even donate $100. If I can get 100 women to donate $100, that will give the nonprofit that we're associated with, who's verified in Nigeria, $10,000. That will build 3 water wells.
Wow. So that's awesome.
Yeah, you can give a man a fish, but you teach a man a fish, he can eat for life. So the things we take for granted, for instance, we know what we'll do for our children here. Imagine a woman having to walk 3 miles to get water, and that water is contaminated. So don't get it, confused. I mean, there are some villages in there and parts of Africa that they don't even have clean drinking water.
Mm-hmm.
So we can't keep looking at the TV, even though some of it's emblazoned when they show the snot nose. Forget about that. Let's look at the reality of it, and that those are our children.
So basically, when is the expo, and how can people get involved? And so, there's so much, that we want to know.
Oh, there's so much I want to tell you, but I know the clock is ticking down. So the expo is October 13th at the NRG Center, and basically this
In
year,
Houston, Texas.
Houston, Texas, yes, October the 13th. And so we're expecting maybe 150 vendors, and the goal is to have commerce with each other. We're always pointing the finger, oh, we only consume, we don't produce. So this is your chance to come out and support black businesses, but even if it's not a black business, they're sewing into us. I don't care if it's Starbucks. Your requirement to be in the expo is not that you're black. Your requirement is that you respect the black dollar and you're reinvesting, into us.
Okay.
So that's asinine to go around and think that we're only supposed to buy from each other. No other race thinks that. So we welcome anyone who feeds into what we're doing and that we're reciprocating those dollars. We're going to have guest speakers, workshops, fashion, but more importantly, education. Of course, again, clean out those closets, bring things you're not using, because our main goal is to give back. We also give to Wigs for Kids. That's where we collect hair and funds to help them create units for children with cancer. So that's another nonprofit. Each year we choose 2, but Wigs for Kids, I'm now the ambassador for this area.
Wigs,
WigsForKids.org, yes. So people donate hair and money to make units, and those units can cost $1,200 to $1,500, but you give a child their smile back.
Oh.
Some of them have cancer, or they have a form of alopecia called universalis, which is a form where their hair cannot grow back. So we make units for them with Wigs. So it's WigsForKids.org.
Okay.
So it's going to be a lot of excitement this year, though. So what we did this year, I'm also the one who do the Zuri Natural Hair Show, and I've done that for 6 years at the NRG. So what we're doing now, we're bridging the gap.
Okay.
Because a lot of women, when they saw natural hair, they didn't think it included them. And I'm one of those people. I'm an all-inclusive person. So now we're bridging the natural hair show with the Texas Black Women's Expo, and when we all get together,
it's going to be large. That's
Yes.
going to be huge, because we know that. I mean, I remember one day I was at the George R. Brown Convention Center, and there was a natural hair show, and it was so many women, and it was pouring down rain.
Yes.
And women came from all over in the rain, with the natural hair,
Yes.
to find out about the products and services that was associated with that. So when you combine that with your Texas Black Women's Expo, that's going to be huge. I encourage, and you said it's October 13th.
Yeah,
so.
October 13th from 10 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. So we don't have to drive all the way to New Orleans. In essence, we're Texas. We're the 4th largest city in America. We have the wherewithal, the resources to do something major right here. But it's going to take a collaborative effort. I'm just one little old lady from Houston. I need all the sisterhood combined. And some men too. We need men. We always need the men, that male power, to make this happen.
Wow. So I was asked as we were online, somebody asked, where can we find you? So I definitely want to make sure where we can find you. But also, what is the website for the Texas Black Women's Expo?
Texas Black, no guesswork here. Texas Black Women's Expo.info. Now let me tell you, we're launching the website July 15th, but we do have a temporary site up where you can get vendor booths and information about the show. So don't come out there saying they need to remove the Weebly banner, they need to remove the Wix banner. That says free, okay? But we have an amazing lady, Jalea, the youngest black lady to own her own TV station with Iconic TV. So she's building a website. We have some amazing speakers. We have Danielle Winningham of Wealthy Sisters going to be one of the speakers. We have speakers that are talking about getting business credit and personal credit, showing you how to do that, and dressing for success without breaking the bank. All kind of things that just can, fun. I mean, I want it to be, my nickname is Texas. I want it to be like so amazing. You come in there, you think you're at Woodstock, but you're not. It's just like music and drums and African dancers and senior citizens and just celebrating the beauty and the culture. Yeah.
Wow. So, will there be a charge to get in, or is it just available to anybody to come?
It's available to anybody. There is a charge. I think the tickets, we have 2 tickets. One ticket is $15. We want everybody in, but then we have a $99 ticket for VIPs who want to go more intense. But like the pageant is like $20. So it's affordable, but we seldom charge children. I have enough children, so I'm sensitive to that. So children like 10 and under are free, and we'll have a children's corner for them. It's going to be amazing.
Wow. Okay. So we're gonna have that in Houston in October. So if you're in Trinidad, my birthplace, or if you're in Europe, where my brother is, hey Peter, or if you're in other parts of Africa, you can come. We welcome you. There's enough time to get a ticket,
get a booth.
Oh
yeah, they sell out too. The people at my shows, I under promise and over deliver. I promise you. Last year we were upstairs in NRG, and they're like, you have too many people. I'm like, you need to talk to God about that. It was shoulder bumping. Now, when we did a survey, our biggest complaint was it wasn't enough space. So yeah, so now we moved downstairs into a hall.
Wow. So this is great. So your capacity, as you start, God said the despise not humble beginning. So you started small and you're growing, and it's grown even to a larger level. So we know that there are many entrepreneurs who are out there who have products, services, books, clothing.
Books, hair products. With us emerging the Zurich side, you have all the natural hair products, but then you have wellness. You've got guys there that make holistic products, colonic clinics, foot detoxes, eyebrows, eyelashes, however far you want to go, massage. Everything is there. Of course, the Zurich products there. We sample the whole stadium. Our team, everybody comes in there and gets a sample of our energy and stress tonic, our liquid hair vitamins. They'll have a food court this year with some healthy choices, and of course, if for those of you want some barbecue, it'll be there too.
But you can't beat the Texas barbecue. We're in Texas, so and so you can find out more about it at TexasBlackWomen'sExpo.info.
Mm-hmm. In about a week it'll be .com, and my website is hairvitaminstore.com.
Okay, so right now, so TexasBlackWomen'sExpo.com. And so by the time the show airs, actually we're airing now, so it'll be up. And so definitely check her out. And the other thing is, I want you to speak to women who are out there. I mean, you are a successful entrepreneur, and give some hope to some of the women who are out there, even men who are out there who are starting their business. I know you were here in Houston, and we had Hurricane Harvey, so that was a very, very big hit to Houstonians and also other people along the coast. And so speak to adversity, speak about, just what does one need to do to stay in business and be in business over the years as you have been.
Mm-hmm. Well, the first thing I want to tell you is that you have to be your own cheerleader. There are going to be times when you feel like you're out there all by yourself, but you have to be your own head cheerleader, because even if you're watching a football game and the head cheerleader is silent, nobody remembers the quiet girl from school. You have to toot your own horn. You have to be unashamedly proud of what you're doing. And you have to know that the fact that you're doing that business, that was inspiration given to you. Spirit asked you to do that. And when you don't do it, then you're being disobedient to what Spirit wants you to do. So you have to be very aggressive and not overwhelmingly so, but so people can really know what your business is about. I remember wearing a button on my jacket once, and the lady said, "You put that pin in your jacket and messed up that expensive jacket." I'm like, that pen, purchase my jacket, because that pen tells people what business I'm in. I drive a luxury car. I put banners on my car, magnets. I don't do it anymore because they fall off in this heat, but to tell people what business I'm in. If the people around you don't know what you do, then you're not doing enough to broadcast yourself. And it's going to take courage. Nothing worth having. Any athlete you see who's at the top, they put the work in. I tell a lot of the younger people now, and when I say younger, what I mean about not age-wise, but business-wise. You have to put the work in, and sometimes too, nowadays, people want to go to bed before they court, pardon the pun, but you have to put the work in. You have to court relationships. You have to, people wonder, how did you get an HEB so fast? I courted the relationship. I didn't go throw an invoice in their face. Sometimes you have to show people what you can do. And let people, that's just like ladies, that's just like a man on a first date trying to take you where you shouldn't be going. It's like, I don't know you. I don't even know you like that. You'd be offended. Well, we do that in business all the time. We just meet somebody and you barely said hello and you're already pushing an invoice in their face. You didn't have me at hello, honey. Mm-hmm. So, and I found that when you foster that and you develop those relationships, people love to do business with people they like.
Right.
People don't like it when you're overly pushy. I'm telling you, even when I was in real estate, I sold 100 houses a year. 1 year, didn't even know what I made till the year was over. Because it's never, when you're in business, it's not really about you. It's about that service you provide. And black people, let me tell you something. Stop all that fraternizing and stop all that patronizing. In other words, if I'm coming into your establishment to do business with you, I'm not your blood sister. Don't high-five me and start talking jive. I'm not your blood sister. You have to treat people with the respect because they're paying their money. So give and do services, quality service. Offer quality products because when you're offering quality products and services, the money will definitely follow.
Well, we know that you have great products. You have a great history. You've been in the stores. You've got this awesome expo that's coming up. So I just want to say thank you for joining me on Convergence. And you can find me at _collator, COLLATOR, on Instagram, and Marina A. Coryat on Facebook, and Twitter at Marina A. Coryat. And I would be remiss if I did not tell the people that I have a business, and it is Refined Communication. So if you're looking for someone who can handle your PR needs, public relations needs, please contact me at www.refinedcommunications.net and join me on Mondays at 8:30 p.m. on Afro Vibes Radio. Thank you again.
Thank you for having me. You're amazing. Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you all here for joining us on Facebook Live. So we've ended the actual real broadcast. Do you have any questions for it's refinedcommunications.net? And thank you so much, Lady V, for being out there. REFINED communications with an S.net. Oh my goodness, it was so delightful to have Miss Leola in the studio. She is an amazing woman, and we know that she's got a lot more to share. And the 30 minutes is just not enough to it just went by so fast. I had an opportunity to go to her clinic, and for those of you who have not had a chance to visit, she will actually take a microscope and look at your hair, and you can see from before, if you're experiencing any hair loss, that you can see the before and after she shampoos and does some special things to your hair. So, I highly encourage you to just check it out, especially if a person is losing their hair. She may be able to help you significantly. So
at least stop that shedding. And then I forgot to tell them about TexasHairLossClinic.com. That's the website to book an appointment, free consultation at TexasHairLossClinic.com.
Okay, so you can get a free. So those of you who are out there in Facebook, because this is not on the actual radio show, but for those of you who are my audience on Facebook, it is Texas
Hair Loss Clinic.
Texas Hair Loss Clinic. And so this has been a really big issue that's been happening with like Jada Pinkett mentioned that she was losing her hair, and so a lot of women are losing their hair, and this is an opportunity where you can get the help that you need. So I'm not trying to sell, but I just really want to share because I went and I had one experience there, and it was so relaxing, so enlightening actually, just for me. So I definitely want to share that with you all, and check her out, catch her while she's here in Houston, because man, I think the world is going to be pulling on her.
Amen.
You're getting ready to be honored in Fort Lauderdale for an event.
Yes, Women of Wealth magazine.
Yeah, so Women of Wealth magazine, and people are paying thousands of dollars to come to this event, and here she is, one of the honorees. So you definitely want to grab hold of Leola while she's here in Houston, because she's going to be jet setting all around the world. I guess I'm just prophesying that you're going to go all over the world, and she's going to be.
I'll bring my kids with me. I'm on the flight. I'm jetting. Always.
Your favorite radio station. This is Afro Vibes Radio Houston.